All right, guys, I'm coming on here because I've been getting this question a lot. I've been getting different questions that relate to this mindset of why 90% of you guys will never reach your fitness goals. I hate to say that, but as you can see with the state of the world, a lot of people are obese, a lot of people are overweight, and a lot of people quit. Like 91% of New Year's resolutioners quit, right? Because they don't change their mindset, they don't change who they are, they're not trying to change their habits, they just want an instant result, right? So this is what I've noticed with people who are not able to lose weight and keep it off. All right. So one of the biggest things that I see, right, is just literally the short-term mindset is one of the biggest things. Because a lot of people will just be like, all right, let me lose 50 pounds in 4 weeks. And I ask them, I'll be like, hey, how long did it take you to actually gain that weight? And they'll be like, why? Like, how long did it take you to gain the weight? They'll be like, oh, it took a couple of years. So why are you trying to lose that in a couple of weeks? That's not how it works. All right. Fat loss is a science. There's a way it works. So when you set out with a unrealistic expectation, of course you're going to let yourself down, right? So make more realistic expectations, but also have some awareness to know exactly where you are. All right. So obviously if you haven't worked out in like 2 years and you're, out of shape, you have a big belly, you're not going to be C-bum in 2 months. All right. You're just not going to turn into C-bum in 2 months. You're not going to turn into Chris Jones in 2 months. You're not going to be super shredded like that in 2 months. All right. You got to be patient and you got to pace yourself. But also, it's just the hopelessness and the ease of giving up. I see it so much. Like, all right, so for example, on my TikTok, I've been going live on TikTok for about 3 years now. Every time I go live, I probably get like 150 people. A lot of times it's different people except for like the same 25, but it's like different people like every time. It's the same questions every single time, right? A lot of people are just looking for different answers. They don't want the answer that, you have to be patient, you have to strength train. They do not want that answer. And that's the only way to reach your goal. Meanwhile, as they're not incorporating that goal, they're getting farther away from that goal, right? Every single day, they're not incorporating those small habit changes. They're literally getting further away from their goals and they're solidifying their bad habits every single day, right? For example, someone was like, hey man, how'd I lose 40 pounds, man? I gained 40 pounds in like the past couple of years. I really want to lose it before the summer. And I'm like, bro, summer is like 4 weeks away, right? I mean, we're basically in summer, but like you got 4 weeks to lose it. Like that's just not realistic. You have a lot of habits that you have to change. You have your mindset that you have to change. You're probably going to get fast food. You're probably going out with friends 24/7, eating really bad. Like it's going to take time to reverse those habits and incorporate good habits and sustain those habits, right? Like it's not going to take 4 weeks. It's going to take a little bit more time than that. All right. Number one. All right. Number two, too many people like have these wishes and these quote unquote dreams like, oh my God, man, I wish I could see my abs, man. Man, I wish I could see my abs, man. I got this big ass belly, man. I wish I could see my abs. It's like, bro, wishing without action is just a dream. Like you got to put action behind your wishes. You got to set goals, right? And then you got to make your goals your bare minimum, right? You got to make your goals your standards. I like to say that when women, a lot of times they're like, he needs to be 6 foot, he needs to make 6 figures, this is that. They won't go below those standards. That's their standards. They won't go below it. A lot of you guys on your fitness journey, you're just like, man, I want abs. So why the fuck are you eating McDonald's, right? Why haven't you hit the gym in 3 months? Why are you beating your meat, staying up all night, playing video games, eating McDonald's? Like you can't say one thing and do another. Stop saying that, oh yeah, I want these goals, I want these goals. And as soon as you ask me like, hey man, how do I get to my goals? And I ask you if you go to the gym, you don't even have a gym membership or you haven't been to the gym in 3 months. Or your last meal was last night at 1 a.m. It was McDonald's, right? And the ice cream machine wasn't broken because you said you got ice cream. So listen, you can't say you want one thing and do another. It just doesn't work that way, all right? And it takes consistent action. But what a lot of people don't realize is that getting fit and staying fit, right? Getting to your fitness goals is not just a temporary destination, right? It's somewhere that you want to stay. A lot of you guys say you want, it'd be your dream life if you had abs, if you could take your shirt off with being comfortable and be comfortable taking your shirt off, if you can fit into certain clothes that you used to fit into, if you weren't wearing like a size 42, right? If you didn't have type 2 diabetes from eating so bad, like that a lot of you guys say that's your goals, but you don't take the action, right? You don't change who you are, right? What you have to do in order to reach your goals, guys, is literally change your habits and change your mindset. In the process, the reason you can't skip the process in the first place, I know a lot of you guys want results in 4 weeks. The reason you can't skip the process is because through the process, through all that failure that goes through the process, through all the struggles, all the obstacles that you face, you'll literally notice that you'll start to become someone different and become more resilient. And, the pain of like, a hunger pang, the pain of that, it's not going to be a big deal anymore, right? The pain of being like, yeah, I can't go out tonight, man. I got to commit to my goal, right? The sacrifices, all that stuff is just going to make you a stronger person. It's going to make you more resilient, all right? And that is necessary for you to not only reach your goal, but to maintain your goal. If you're just to get liposuction, right, and you didn't earn anything, you're going to continue your habits and you're going to have to keep getting liposuction. You're going to be dependent on that, right? A lot of you guys want these quick results, but if you did get quick results somehow, like if you took some random pill that doesn't exist and you were to lose all the weight, you would never become the person that you need to become to even maintain those goals anyways, right? So the process is necessary. And stop giving up before you start too. Many of you guys literally just give up before you start. You're like, yeah, man, I tried for 2 weeks and I'm not there. Listen, that short-term mentality, that literally lack of effort, lack of consistency is why you're not at your goal, right? Do you want a big ass belly for the rest of your life? Be honest. You just want a big ass belly for the rest of your life, and you go up to a girl, you talk to her, and she looks at you, she's like, what the fuck? You don't take care of yourself. Why the hell would I want to talk to you? You know what I mean? Or you post a picture and people are like, damn, you're getting fat, right? Or you go to pee and you can't even see your wee-wee, right? Because your stomach is so big, like Peter Griffin. Is that what you want for the rest of your life, guys? Like, you're looking in the mirror every single day and you're sick of what you're seeing, but you're not doing anything about it. The problem, the reason you're not at your goal, you're not frustrated enough with where you are. You're not uncomfortable enough with where you are to make a change. When I was fat as hell, when I couldn't, when my stomach was big, I couldn't see my freaking wee-wee. When I had freaking man titties and people were like, do you still work out? They're like, hey man, you have man boobs, man. Like when I got that out of shape, when I was walking up steps and getting, out of breath, I was like, yo, I'm sick of this shit. I'm not letting this happen. This is below my standards. I made a decision, right? You guys need to make a decision. You guys need to make a decision. You guys need to have standards and actually follow those standards, actually apply those standards, right? Be like, hey, I'm not going to be out of breath when I walk upstairs. Hey, I'm not going to let myself get above 210. Hey, I'm not going to let my waist get above 32. I started writing down those goals. I started making them my standards every single year. It was like, I think 2021, it was like not letting my waist go above 32. It didn't happen because I wrote it down. Every time I got to like 31.5 or some shit, I was like, hey, I need to tighten up, right? I made those my standards for real. All right, I wrote it down. You need to write down your goals and take them very seriously. Because before you know it, you're going to have type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, or, you're going to have impotence. You're going to have a lot of issues, a lot of health issues from just sitting around, right? I've seen people, listen, the crazy thing is, I've talked to people who've literally had strokes, right? Because of how unhealthy their lifestyle was. And, thank God they're alive, but they didn't make any changes. Like for some people, it takes like a medical emergency for them to actually make a change in their life. For some people, the medical emergency will happen and they still won't do anything, right? So you just got to realize like, it's up to you. It's where you want to be. You have full control of your life. In the future, like, a year from now, 6 months from now, where do you want to be? Where do you envision yourself, right? Do you want to be taking your shirt off 6 months from now, or do you don't care, right? You're just going to keep wearing the baggy shirts and you really just don't give a shit. Is that what you want? You don't mind feeling sluggish. You don't mind feeling tired. Is that what you want? Because if you're not making a decision to go towards your goals, then you're making a decision to go away from your goals. Period. Mic drop.